Alright, once again, hello guys and welcome back to another class of our course about Excel. So in this course or class, we are going to start the creation of our app. So the way it's gonna work, you'll see it's, we'll divide it in a lot of smaller steps. So as I said, the first goal here will be to create, to link our database with this app. So the first thing we wanna do is generating a place where we'll have all the IDs of our employees. So what I'll ask you guys to do is very simple. Simply link cells together, and it's supposed to give you something that looks like this. So simply link the first step will be number, then the second step you take another, let's say another cell, and after that you will have link, let's say, some cells together. At least you can link 6 cells. It's very important. You'll see you can link more if you want. From this point, since we'll have more than one employee, we'll copy and paste everything. So we'll work only on our first employee right now. All right, so the next step, when we have this, we'll simply merge those cells together. And from now on, what we'll need to do is from this number, from the employee ID, we will generate the name and the salary of the employee. So very simple. We'll have to write it down first. So here we'll have our employee name. Here we'll have the pay of the employee. Perfect. All right. So right now, what is the name of our employee, or the number one? The employee number one. So as I said, here on the first sheet, you can add them names. So we'll name it N1. All right. So what we want to do, we want to generate the name of our first employee. So how exactly we'll do this? We'll use a VLOOKUP function in this case. So we'll simply write down equal VLOOKUP. And we are looking up at this number in this database, and we want Excel to generate the second column. So in this case, we have the number two, sorry. And want Excel to generate the number 2. So as you can see, N1 is the number that we are looking for. So I repeat for those who didn't understand. Very simple, VLOOKUP function. We are looking up for the B8, this cell, in this database, which is on the sheet 1. So on this sheet, in this database that is here. And we want Excel to generate us the second column. So the second column is this one. So if we change the ID of our employee, for example, put on number 2, the name will change to number 2. All right, next thing we want to do is calculate the pay of our employee. So what is the pay of our employee? In this case, hourly pay. In this case, we'll do the exact same thing. So we'll do a VLOOKUP. We're gonna look up for this value in our whole database, and in this case we'll generate the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So we'll generate the 6th column. So write down number 6. And as you can see, we have the salary of our employee, which in this case is $22. So as you can see, it's just there. Employee number 2, $22. All right, perfect. Right now we have our employee pay and the name of our employee. The next step will be generating the first day of work. So in this case, what I'll ask you guys to do is very simple. You'll take you'll take 3 cells together, 3 by 2, and you'll merge them together. So let's say here we'll write down Sunday. All right, so how all this will work, we will create 2 time frames. So we'll have the morning, the break, and the afternoon. And one last thing, every time that you guys are going to use a cell with a color in it, it's going to be a cell that we will write down data in it. So for example, cell number 2, you can put on color in it. This means that cell number 2 can be modified. Those cells that are staying white, well, we will not modify them. We will not write nothing in them because we have formulas in them. All right, so as I said, we'll do the exact same thing here. We will have 2 cells. So those 2 cells will generate us from when the person from when to when the person worked. So let's say, for example, the person worked from 8 a.m. to, let's say, 12 a.m. And then the person worked, let's say here, from 13 p.m. to, let's say, 16 p.m. All right, so when we have this, next thing we want to do is simply merge some other cells together. And we want Excel to calculate the difference between 12 and 8. So how do we do this? It's very, very simple. We simply write down, in this case, equal this cell minus this cell. And we'll have to multiply it by 24 to be able to receive an answer that makes sense. So very simple, simply put it in general. As you can see, the answer is 4. So we'll do the exact same thing lower here, simply copy it and paste it. And as you can see, the answer is 3. All right. Then you can just merge cells to make it a bit more presentable. Perfect. So right now we know exactly that the person worked from 8 to 12 and then worked from 13 to 16. So we have a bit more cells here. So if, for example, you want to add more moments when the person works, well, you have more cells that you can work with. All right, so this is our first database. Sorry, it's how many times the person worked for the first day. The next thing we want to do is add the second day. So for example, for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So this is exactly what we are going to do. So you can simply copy and paste the first day 7 times because it's 7 days, and then change the days. So Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. All right, so we have all our days. The next thing we want to do is calculate how many hours the person worked in this week. So how will we calculate this? Well, it's very simple. We'll simply make the sum of all worked hours every day. So we'll do it right here. Want to see it in right? So very simple. How will we calculate it? Simply write down equal and make an addition of all the worked hours here. Right, perfect. So as you can see, the person worked 49 hours this week because it worked 7 hours a week, 7 days a week. Once again, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So we can, for example, change the hours to 0. For example, the person didn't work here, the person didn't work here, the person haven't worked here. So as you can see, we have 40 hours of work. All right, from now what we want to do is simply write down there what this case means. So it's total hours worked. All right, so we know that the first employee worked exactly 40 hours. Then we want to calculate how much money the first employee made. So in this case, we'll do the exact same thing. So weekly income. All right, so we have our weekly income right there, and we'll simply merge all the cells together. Once again, the presentation is up to you. Me personally, I present it this way because it's very easy to do. But if you want to do the presentation a bit differently, it doesn't really matter. All right, so how do we calculate our weekly income? Very simple. We'll simply multiply the total hour worked by the salary or the pay of this person, the hourly pay. So as you can see, we have our weekly income just there, which is $900. This person make $960 in only wage, well, salary for the week. All right, so what we want to do next is very simple. We want to add more of more calculations for more employees. So what we'll do is very simple. We'll simply copy all this and paste it. In this case, we'll have our employee number 2. And we'll have to change the formulas since we have, since it doesn't really match. Because as you can see, we are looking here for a number B20. So how can we change formulas? I'll show you a quick way to do it since it's, it's very simple. We have to lock those cells to don't have to come back to our past sheet every time. So simply lock the cells. So this way the database will be locked. Do this for both formulas. And this should prevent you from having an issue with the formulas. So try to copy and paste it. And as you can see, it makes a bit more sense. All right. So right now we simply copy everything and we can paste it. So the goal is to do this 10 times since we have 10 employees. You'll see it's going to create a pretty big database. But once again, the goal here is really to create something that makes, that will help us make the calculation. To calculate 2 weeks of pay. All right, right now I did it for 5 employees. So we can simply copy everything and paste it. And from now on, simply change the numbers. So 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 employees. Perfect. So as you can see, Excel automatically calculates everything. So right now we have our first, not database, but we created the schedule for our first week of work for 10 employees. The next thing we want to know is how much time every person, how much time in total have been worked on the first day. So for example here, how much time have been worked. So the way we'll calculate this is very simple. We'll add a cell here that will be total worked. And we'll simply merge 2 cells together. And the second one will be total worked in hours. Great. So from now on, we can calculate how many hours and how much money have been given into salary each and every day. So how do we calculate the worked hours? It's very simple. We'll simply click on equal and add all worked hours together. So you'll see we have a lot of worked hours. But after that, what's cool with Excel is that we will be able to make copy and paste to all those worked hours. Next step, you'll see it's going to be a bit more harder since we are going to calculate the salaries. Well, it's not more harder, it's going to be just a bit more long since we'll have to make a lot of multiplications and additions. All right, so until now we are supposed to have received our worked hours. Once again, maybe I made a mistake and forgot 1 or 2 cells, but you get the main goal. Yes, I forgot 1 cell here. So it's very important to verify. But once again, you got the main goal. It's simply adding up together all the cells with the worked hours. All right, the next step will be to calculate how much wage have been paid on the first day. So how do we calculate this? It's very simple. We simply click on equal, and we will make our first calculation, which will be the first working day multiplied by the wage case. And what we'll do also, we will lock the wage case because it's gonna help us when we'll do our copy and paste. So very simple. We'll do this for each of our employees. We'll simply make an addition of their worked hours and then multiply everything by their worked wage. So I will be doing this for the next, let's say, 1 minute. So if you want to jump to the next part where I'm done doing this, you can. When you guys are done, don't forget to lock your cells by which you have multiplied all your Excel table. And from that moment, what we'll do, we'll simply copy and paste everything to the next cell that is right next to it. So we'll be able to calculate the total wage and not only the total wage of today, so how much time have been worked, but also how much money have been paid to salary each and every day. All right, so next step, what we want to do here is simply copy and paste everything. So you can take this, copy and paste it. Once again, it's normal that we receive the same answers because we didn't modify our working hours, so how much hours everyone worked. So that's for the first week of work, as you can see here. Our next step will be to calculate the second week of work, since we right now know how much time everyone works the first week. How we'll do this, it's very simple. You can simply select the whole table that we just did, copy it and paste it right next to our first thing. All right, so very simple. From now on, what we'll do is simply here write down a equal, and we'll click on 1. This way we'll not have to modify in both places, so add the first employee here and first employee here. So as you can see, right now we'll be able to calculate 2 weeks of salary in just one Excel database. Right, so this is for our Excel, well, for the first database. Right now, what we want to do is simply hide all this, since we want to have something that is a bit more presentable. And we can add, for example, here a place where we are going to write what exactly is this table. So let's say it's pay yearly pay 1. So we can give them a name. So let's say this is the yearly pay 1. So as you can see right now, you can modify all the cells where you have color, and this way you will change the answer at the end. So for example, here I want to modify the person worked from 8 a.m. to, let's say, 11 a.m. Well, I can. As you can see, it's gonna automatically modify how much time the person worked this week, what is the weekly income of this person, how much wage have been paid that day. Everything will be modified, and you can really create the database, not the database, but the schedule that you want. So this is for our first part of the course, where we created our schedule, so the person will be able to schedule employees. So we have our first part of the day where the person worked, then after that the second part of the day. So we have the first part, the break, the second part. And if the person didn't take a break, we can simply write nothing here, and it will calculate it as the value of 0. So as you can see, it's very, very cool, since we can right now calculate automatically the schedule of the 10 of our employees. So that's it for this course, guys, and see you all in our next class.